right, it has been a week. It's Thursday evening. The week's not over yet, but um, yeah, I kind of end this day today feeling like I've been on pretty much doing pretty well this week with my work obligations. I have done pretty much nothing toward my business development goals, um, but I have kept on top of my demands this week. I have had really great client sessions. I have taught a couple of classes and worked with students on some of the issues that they're dealing with right now. I feel like I've done a good job of integrating my family life this week into my work and other life, whatever that is right now. Um, the kids go back to their father tomorrow, and so we've really had a great time together, playing games, doing activities, trying to help the kids in each of their own ways make some meaning out of this really difficult time, weird time. So for my son, that means starting piano lessons now that he's here, all the time on COVID land. I'm teaching my daughter how to drive a stick shift. We've had several lessons now, and those are going well. And just playing games together and, just kind of being intentional about our time. I feel pretty good about all that. We're maybe staying up a little bit later than we should, but, we're doing what we need to do, and I feel like I've been doing what I at least need to do this week. And I have a lot of things that I want to get done starting tomorrow evening and through the next week. But I closed this week feeling pretty good. What's on my mind today is the idea of the fact that we're all on hold right now. We're all kind of in a waiting period in so many different ways. In kind of from the, really super serious to the very trivial, there are people out there who are waiting to see if their loved one is going to live through their time in the hospital, right? There are business owners waiting to see if they're going to be able to hold off without closing their business. How are they going to be able to wait for a paycheck that won't come? How are they going to be able to wait until we can get back to whatever the new normal is? There are people in toxic relationships who feel unsafe, but who can't really leave right now because of what's happening with this. I supervise at least one social worker who's in a job that feels unhealthy to them and exploitative, but really can't leave yet because who's hiring right now? My kids are waiting. My son desperately wants to be connected with his friends again. And he's just waiting until he can do that. My daughter is graduating high school, and we're all kind of waiting to see what's going to happen when she is supposed to start college in August. Will that happen? What will it look like? But we're also waiting in other ways. Like, when will we be able to spend time with our friends again? When will I ever start dating again? That's super trivial. When will, we be able to not feel so afraid, not feel so vulnerable? We're all kind of waiting and waiting. And today there was the announcement from the Jazz Fest, which is a big deal here in New Orleans, that it's canceled for the year. It was postponed, but now it's canceled. There will be no Jazz Fest until this time next year. For many people, that's, the way they make their year's income. The vendors and food sellers and artists, and, so that's, to wait another year is devastating. I find a lot of my meaning and the joy in my life in traveling and going to music festivals that really do feel like community to me. And so I'm kind of on hold for all that. I have none of that experience now. And so I'm trying to find other ways of integrating some meaningful activities into my life. So there's just so many examples. We could go on and on. Like, we're all kind of on hold. We're all waiting. And we just don't really see an end point right now. It's all so nebulous. And so as a parent, I'm doing the best I can, like I said, to help my kids through this waiting period, helping myself as much as I can, my clients. It's an interesting time period, and so I suppose that's what's on my mind. The song I chose was one specifically about this. It just popped into my head. It's Alabama Shakes, Hold On, which is all about frustratingly waiting. There's a line that repeats in the song, like where she just kind of like sounds like she's stomping her foot. She's like, I don't want to wait. Yeah, right. I get you, Brittany. We none of us want to wait right now. It just seems to speak to where we are and what I'm thinking about, at least right now. So, so that's what's on my mind. That's the song I'm going to add to my playlist. I did this workout this morning that was really fun. I have a personal trainer that does a lot of really great group classes, and she's been doing some free workouts or donation-based workouts that I'm doing when I can. And so I did this workout with her this morning, and today she did something new at the very end of this really hard workout. She did a real mini meditation, and it sparked some ideas in me. So after that was over, I sat and did some more and added to it and decided, like, this feels like a good practice to me. So much of my mind-body skills work that I do is nighttime based. It just happens to work out that way for me. But I have in the past done things in the morning, and I feel like that might be something to play around with right now. So I'm actually, I kind of, like I said, I took this piece of what she did and I expanded it. And it's kind of like an affirmational body scan. I've been doing a lot of affirmational work lately. It's loosely based on the chakras, although I'm going to be real clear, I don't know a whole lot about all that. That's not my area of expertise, but it is kind of a series of kind of putting your hands in places that are meaningful and saying an affirmation about what you want for your day. And so, yeah, I developed that. And so I'm going to just demonstrate that here. It is the evening, it is the end of the day. But again, like I envision doing this basically first thing in the morning, and I'm going to play around with this over the next few days to see what feels right. But for now, this is how I've kind of conceptualized it. I'm just going to demonstrate it, of course, as per usual, just starting with grounding my feet. This exercise, I did it actually this morning laying prone on the ground on a yoga mat, so laying flat. This could easily be done standing up, which I think I will play around with these next few days. Right now I'm going to do it seated just because I'm doing this video, but so I think standing or laying down may be even better. So this is what I'm calling kind of a morning grounding. And so taking a few kind of intentional breaths, releasing a little bit of tension. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Do that a few times. Just as you sit and do this exercise, just focus on trying to use your lungs when you're doing intentional breathing, using as much of the lung capacity as you can as you inhale, and really emptying your lungs as you exhale. Now more than ever, doing kind of deep lung breathing is really more important than ever. So we're going to start with the crown of your head. And the way I'm kind of conceptualizing it is just putting one hand on top of the other. You can also hold your head like this and just say, I will be open. I will be open. I will welcome wisdom. I will welcome wisdom. I will express myself. I will express myself. I will lead with my heart. I lead with my heart. And then placing your hands, you can't see me, but one on top of the other, at your core, like basically right over your navel, and saying, I will be centered. I will be centered. Then taking your hands and just setting them on your hips on either side. Again, if you're laying down, standing, doesn't matter, just on either side of your hips. I will be strong. I will be strong. Finally, taking your hands, one on top of the other, and putting them kind of under your tailbone. Just right where your spine ends, leads to your tailbone. And just say, I will be grounded. I will be grounded. Just kind of one after the other, expressing what you intend for your day, I think is a great way to start the day. So that is something I'm just developing and sharing today. So that worked for me this morning, and we're going to see how it goes over the next few days. And as this light is quickly fading, I will end this video.